This week we have had a busy Starbase site, including some Starship launch news at Starbase and at Cape Canaveral. SpaceX is increasing its launch of direct-to-cell satellites, and the world was blessed with aurora borealis. I'm Christophe Paget for All About Space channel, and this is your space update. Starting with your Starbase update, Ship 31 was mounted onto the thrust simulator stand and transported to Massey site. It then underwent a cryogenic tests. However, you can see on your screen flames coming out from one of the vents, which is most peculiar behavior on a Starship test. Now, is this a new type of test or an issue? I cannot tell for certain, but Space did have to go through this type of test for emulating a worst-case scenario, so we will find out one day. At the production site, we have seen new crane hardware delivered and heading for the Star Factory as expected. The facade by Highway 4 is completed, except for an opening created by the staff. The office building has now got its fourth level on one of the wings. We then saw air conditioning units transported by helicopter to the Star Factory roof. No surprise there, as the width or length of the factory is so large that no cranes could reach the center from the edges. Booster number 11 has been rolled out of the production site, transported to the launch site, and even raised and installed onto the Stage 0 orbital launch mount. You could see it even carries the hot stage ring on top. So this is a good news for the IFT number 4. Starship number 29 was also rolled out to the launch mount and raised atop Booster 11. Both vehicles have then undergone a short wet dress rehearsals just before this video was released. It only involved fueling a small amount of propellants on all tanks. Elon Musk mentioned on X.com that the IFT number 4 with Booster 11 and Ship 29 is delayed and is now expected in 3 to 5 weeks, meaning mid to end of June 2024. Now, is IFT4 ready to go? Well, the short answer is no. Now, what is missing is the mishap report. Now, as you may know, SpaceX directly works with the FAA in resolving the IFT number 3 issues before issuing such a report. Now, what was resolved? Well, what we know is that both the uncontrolled roll and the tiles detaching during the Starship descent was expected to be fixed with the addition of roll thrusters on the ship and bonding of the tiles. Now, we also know that the Starlink antennas have been relocated elsewhere too. Was there an issue before? Well, we don't know. As for the booster, it failed to generate enough thrusts just before landing. It's not apparent yet what has been done to fix that. Could that be sufficient for granting the license by the FAA? Well, all will be revealed in the next few weeks, so keep watching this channel for more. Whilst SpaceX is still expecting to issue a mishap report to the FAA to get its IFT4 license, SpaceX has requested an update of its environmental impact statement at Kennedy Space Center Pad 39A, which was first received in 2019. Since then, many things have changed, such as Starship is no longer landing on legs, but to be caught by Mechazilla, or the number of Raptor engines has also changed. In addition, SpaceX is requesting an operator license, this time for up to 44 launches per year, as well as the construction of a natural gas liquefaction system and air separation unit for propellant production. At the launch site, you may remember last week the static fire test of Starship number 30 on Pad B. Well, it was then removed and rolled back to the production site. And in the meantime, SpaceX has been demolishing Pad B, so Massey site is clearly the only site now left to carry out a Starship static fire, with the new flame trench deflector being built. As observed in previous weeks, SpaceX is starting getting rid of another vertical tank, that's the tank number 4, with 4 more remaining to be scrapped. At the same time, we see SpaceX continuing the removal of the suborbital tank farm and its burn. This week, we see the start of transportation of all Mekazila Tower number 2 sections from Brownsville Harbour to Starbase. And on the European continent, the German rocket company from Augsburg, RFA, has shipped its first stage rocket of his RFA-1 to Saxonwoord in the Shetland Islands in Scotland, his new launch pad, some weeks ago. Now, after 2 days travel by road and 3 ferry crossings later, the first stage was erected onto his pad, and just before this video was released, RFA successfully conducted a static fire, as you can see on the footage, thanks to those rocket enthusiasts camping over there. Now, more to come on that topic in the next episodes. The week of rocket launches started on May the 10th with SpaceX and his Falcon 9 sending a batch of Starlink satellites from California for his mission Group 8-2. The first stage landed on a drone ship after a successful fourth flight. SpaceX sent less satellites this time round because the payload contained 13 satellites capable of direct-to-cell communication, which are slightly heavier. Sunday the 12th, CASC launched a Long March 4C for his mission Cheyenne 23 from China. And the next day, it was again another Starlink batch from SpaceX's Falcon 9 out of Florida for his mission Group 658, and the first stage flew for his 15th time and landed on a drone ship. And on the 14th, SpaceX launched another Starlink batch from California for his mission Group 8-7, including another 13 direct-to-cell communication satellites. The booster landed for his 18th time on a drone ship, and this was, by the way, SpaceX's 50th Falcon launch of the year. Wow! Well, the final launch this week was on the 16th from the Russian Space Forces for their Soyuz 2.1B from Russia for a Cosmos mission. In summary, companies and governments have successfully launched a total of 92 rockets since January 2024, with USA reaching a staggering 57 successful launches. China succeeded a total of 21 rockets, and Russia increased its tally to 7 successful launches. Unless you have been living under a rock this week, you might have been aware of nationwide institutions warning of extreme geomagnetic conditions of level G5 experienced all around the world, caused by a large coronal mass ejections from our Sun, as seen on this picture from the NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory. Now, on the plus side, a large proportion of the world have witnessed aurora borealis, which is something we tend to see closer to the south or north poles. You are looking at pictures from individuals around the world posted on x.com, sharing such an amazing spectacle. Now, no pictures really look the same, and the auroras really make our planet a true gem. Now, what a beautiful way to end this episode. I'm Christophe Paget. Enjoy your week. See you very soon. Goodbye.